Hey guys, I hope you are staying safe. There is another school of thought here. So people have been having a lot of theories about this coronavirus, and now the recent one, it turns out that coronavirus is Third World War. So I'm going to read something here, and it's already on social media, and I think many people may be having it, many people have read it maybe. For those who have not read it, I am just going to read for you. This guy is saying here that the world is political, that China tried to give USA a run for her money. USA was not happy. She felt threatened because of China's rapid economic growth and rising influence in the world, especially in Asia, which has highest population than other continents. In retaliation, USA fueled chaos in Hong Kong but terribly failed as China managed to control the situation, prompting USA to think of another way. Fearing the consequences of escalation and possibility of military action, the USA contemplated a covert strategy that will be used to destabilize China and also Iran, which seemed to be working to become influential in the Middle East, hence diverting the attempts to overthrow USA as the world economic superpower, or to give Russians an advantage. The CIA revisited its laboratories and came up with a perfect suggestion, which was accepted by the US Security Council, since they had a vaccine for the original COVID-19, hence averting threats of a possible bounce back. So this here is showing us that the USA, when they made this COVID-19, they also made the vaccine for it. So that after they have done whatever they wanted to do with the COVID-19, fighting China, if their people would have gotten ill or something, they would have used the vaccine to treat the people who are affected. So, in January 2020, CIA delivered the viruses in Wuhan Icy Mountain using the undetectable F-13 stealth combat fighter jet. Below Wuhan Mountain is China's Aquatic Sciences Laboratory, serving as a perfect cover, which would make it look like China was responsible for the virus. China realized too late that she had been attacked with a biological weapon. She took samples of the virus, tested it, and discovered that it was impossible to create a viable vaccine within a short period of time, due to its characteristic rapid mutation. So, what next? China scientists and military experts therefore decided to perform a biological twist to the original virus, using reverse engineering. Then decided to send it back to USA and her allies in Europe, Italy being the worst hit by the metamorphosed virus. As soon as the first case was recorded in US, they tested and found out that the virus had been altered and that the intended vaccines couldn't work on the new version. And that is why it is being reported that recovered patients are testing positive again. This is why POTUS Trump is fuming with fury, because this is his own creation and it has come back to haunt his country. Even so, USA is hiding the right number of her victims to avert a crisis of panic, rage, and economic shutdown. It is for this reason again that USA is trying to buy off anyone who might create a working vaccine. so that she gets patent right and prevent China from accessing it. Now, as the virus spreads throughout the world, China, Europe, and USA scientists are in a race to find a vaccine for the virus, which is what China wanted, to be in the same situation with her opponents. We have always imagined of World War III, which involves bombers flying high in the skies, a lot of nuclear bombs and gunshots sound renting the air. But civilization has really changed those perceptions. Today, Third World War is happening right before our eyes. What a moment to be alive. And this World War III was supposed to be between USA and China and some Europe countries which are allies to America. So Africa is innocently suffering. As it stands now, we hear that Kenya is leading in the cases of corona. And that is happening because of the carelessness of Africans. When these things started, they should have already shut their boundaries. But now, they didn't know what was going on, they didn't know it would be this bad. So we dug our own graves by allowing corona to come to our country. So now we are suffering innocently. This war is between China and America. So that takes me back to my book, the one I shared with you earlier, the 1-400 thing. That this guy talked about and said that there was an American soldier that came from China and carried that diskette back to America. So what I've just read for you a few minutes ago, it is the same thing here. That the America made that virus, they took it to China, and China altered the formula. So whatever vaccine the Americans had made for this virus, now after China altered the formula, there is no vaccine and no one can find the vaccine for it. So whatever these people are doing to get a vaccine, we just pray for them, we hope that it will be found. Though Africa is going to be hardly hit with this coronavirus. Yet corona was not intended for Africa. So let's continue praying, Africa. Let's continue praying. This thing will go, as we were told in the book of the end of days, that it will disappear on its own. So they may keep looking for vaccines, but we know this thing will disappear on its own. When they say that it will come back later after 10 years, we don't know if it is true. But if it does, it will also disappear and it will never come again. So let's keep trusting in God for those who will survive, or for those who are still surviving. Let's trust in God and pray for those who are infected, that God may heal them. This war, there is nothing that is impossible before God. So Christians, let's pray. You are blessed.